At ease. It's your boy Soul Immortal. I was watching some YouTube videos earlier, and they were interviewing several of the top Wall Street investors. And when they got to Carl Icahn, one of the most famous investors in our nation, his advice on, pertaining to investing in stocks was this. He said, there are good stock, there are bad stock. He said, but the key is knowing when to cut your losses. And I was like, damn, that was profound, because I dabble in stocks a little bit, right? And there's been several occasions where I purchased, a number of stock of a particular company, and that company started slowly nosediving, right? And instead of pulling out at 5%, maybe a 7% loss, I just kept riding that thing down in hopes that it would turn around and eventually be a home run for me. So then I got to thinking a little bit deeper on what he said, man. And I said, the stock market game is just like dealing with women. You have good women, you have bad women, but the key to success is knowing when to cut your losses. In this video, man, I want to talk about knowing when to let her go. And I want to focus primarily on 4 types of women that if you experience, you definitely need to cut it short, sell your stock, and get the hell out of there. Let's proceed. Now, I can respect a woman, man, who's honest. Even if she's telling me something that I don't really approve of, something I don't really like, if she's being honest with me, I can respect that. But one of my pet peeves is a lying woman. And I'm talking about your serial liar. Because everyone has lied at some point in time in their life. But I'm specifically talking about your serious liar, your serial liar. I dated a woman, man, some years ago, man. And just from the very get-go, man, life just started out with small lies, very small lies. And when I would catch her in a lie, I would be like, well, why would she lie about that? Now, that was a red flag. And at that very point, I should have pulled the plug on that whole operation, knowing that she was continuously lying. Because let me tell you how it plays out, man. When you get a woman that lies, it can only snowball. It'll start off as small little quote unquote white lies or whatever that is, and it'll just start growing and growing and growing. Next thing you know, you will look up, man, and she'll be telling you lies that you know are false, that'll completely insult your intelligence. I mean, you will know one thing, have proof of something, and she'll look you in your eyes and lie. And when you get to that point, man, I'm telling you that's a very frustrating place to be in, man. So dealing with the woman that lies, as soon as you figure out she's a serial liar, pull the plug. Because what you don't want, man, is getting to a point where you can't even trust a woman to, if she leaves your presence, you have no idea what she's doing. You know what I mean? If she'll lie about the small things, she'll definitely lie about being out with her quote unquote friends, seeing guys. So guys, don't deal with that. If you figure out from the very get-go that you have a serial liar, sell that stock, pull the cord, vote her ass off the island, and keep it moving. All right, man, let's talk about the Sexitous. And when I say the Sexitous, I'm referring to, the women that you may have been dealing with for a while, man. Things are good. Y'all have been chilling. Time is passing by. Sex has been great. And just all of a sudden, she goes cold turkey. All of a sudden, her everything inside of her, all of her hormones, all of her feelings about you, everything, her sex drive, it just completely leaves the building. The Sexitous. Now, when you're dealing with this woman, it's almost a no-brainer. Unless she comes up with some kind of illness or some kind of issue, and sex just stops. You get into bed at night and she, wants to turn her back, or she just don't want you to touch her, or what the case may be. It's only one thing that's taking place, man. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Your girl is getting it from somewhere else. It's a no-brainer. Because most women don't want to admit to it, but women like sex just as much as men. And if you're doing it right, they like it more than you. So if you get to a point, if you've been sexually active with your woman, man, she's been a freak in bed, man. Y'all have been doing all kind of things, and just all of a sudden it goes away. Best believe, man, Cletus is hitting it, man. There's no other way to say that. Cletus is hitting it. Now, if you want to blue pill that thing out, man, I guess you can investigate and see what's going on and try to make it work or whatever. But that red pill mindset, as soon as you realize that, cut cord, man. It's a wrap. Somebody's already hitting that, man. Sales stop. Vote her off the island. Whatever you got to do, man, cut it off. Now, let's talk about your check valve chick. Now, for those who don't know what a check valve is, it comes in a variety of sizes, but your check valve is normally used when transferring fluids. So you have a valve, right? And you have water running through it, and it's spring operated. So as water runs through, it flows. But as soon as that water tries to change direction and go back the other way, it seals up. And you get no activity. So the reason I refer to this type woman as the check valve chick is because she's all take and no give. Now, if you ever find yourself in a situation, man, and you're dating a woman, man, and you find yourself, you're taking her out or whatever you're doing, you're taking her out to get a quick bite to eat, to get some ice cream, taking her to a movie, take her to a concert, whatever the case may be, and she's not reciprocating, you have a check valve chick. Now this is the thing, at least for me, back in the days when I was dating heavy, strong, young man, this is how it worked for me. Now, if I'm taking a woman out and I'm doing all these things, I'm not, and I don't think most men are counting dollar for dollar, saying, hey, you know what? If I took you to the movie, you need to take me to a movie. But where I see the give and take is, if I'm taking a woman out on a regular basis, okay, yeah, treat me to a meal every once in a while is cool. That shows me that you're a reciprocator. But having a woman show up at your house, man, and she has a bag of groceries, she comes in, she gets in the kitchen, she cooks you a meal, that goes a long way. Because there are very few women that'll do that. If you come home from work, man, and your girl is at the house, man, and your house is clean, laundry is done, bed is made, and she's just sitting there chilling, that goes a long way. Having a woman just come over, man, and she brings me my favorite drink. Maybe she brings me a Coke and a bag of M&M's or something. That goes a long way. So when I say give and take, I'm not talking dollar for dollar. I'm saying if you get in a situation where a woman never wants to reciprocate, you have a check valve chick. And it's imperative that you get out of that situation, because that situation is only going to get worse. And the reason is she's going to get used to the things you're doing for her, and she's only going to want more. And she'll never give back. And in this woman's mind, she sees nothing wrong with that, But at the same time, she'll wonder why she maybe can't keep a man, or she's had a bad history with men. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, guys, as soon as you see this, major red flag. Pull out. Let her go. Now, this last woman, the meat lover, this is one of my favorites, guys. just because of this experience I had, man, some time ago. So you're a meat lover. So I was working for this company, man, some years ago, right? And one of the human resource execs came in, to visit our facility, whatever. And I'd had email communication with her, man, maybe a year and a half, 2 years, but I never met her, right? So when she came in, man, I'll be honest, there was some kind of connection there. And I didn't realize it at first, man, but after a few minutes, after just talking to her one-on-one, man, I could feel that she was kind of feeling her brother, you know what I'm saying? So long story short, man, that night, me and her, I think we went and we went somewhere out to eat, man, had a few drinks. Kept it very professional, right? But, after a few glasses of wine, we started talking about a few things, man, kind of letting loose and stuff, right? So I said, hey, you know what? I got lots of work to do tonight. I got to get out of here. But hey, tomorrow night, why don't you come over to my place? We have a few drinks, man, just chop it up and laugh. She was like, cool. So the next day, man, we get off work and she comes by and, we're just sipping wine, talking, man, watching television. And see, at first, I wasn't really feeling her, but after talking to her for a while, man, I was like, you know what? She's pretty cool, man. Like, you know what? Like, I might can kick it with her, man. Like, so we're just talking, man, drinking wine, and she's just getting comfortable. Next thing I know, man, she's telling me about her ex and that whole situation, man. And then she's just, out of the blue, she starts telling me this story about a sexual encounter she had some years back. And she was like, she said, yeah, I was dating this guy. We've been dating for a while, and one night we were having sex. And all of a sudden, his friend came in and just joined in. And I was like, really? She was like, yeah, So everything she said after that, man, I was just like, womp, 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 womp. Because one thing I will not do is mess with a chick that's been with two men simultaneously. You go in your own category. You go in a whole separate category, right? And the reason is this. Now, me personally, man, I mean, I'm around 40 years old, man. I'm a grown man. So if I meet a woman, she's had, some sexual experience in her life. So I don't mind, having some kind of communication or whatever you want to call it with a woman that has a quote unquote sexual past. That's life. But I have a rule, man. I have a one dick rule. In no way, shape, form, or fashion will I ever be in a room sexually and there's more than one dick in the room, right? That's just the way life is. I don't play that, right? So any woman who has been in that situation, I can't roll with her, man. And this is why. This is why I can't roll with her, right? Now, in my mind, if I'm with a woman, right, and it's like, you know what, this is the person who I'm kicking it with. Whatever you want to label it as, this is the person I'm kicking it with. And we're sexually active, right? Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, you know what? If we're going to be sexually active, I want her experience with me to be just, boom, the best of all best as far as sex. Now, when you think in your mind that, hey, this woman has been with two men. Now, I don't care how hard you put it down. I don't care what you're working with. I don't care how much you eating. You can never compete with two dicks, man. I just don't give a damn. I don't give a damn who you are. You cannot compete with two dicks. And that's something I'm just not going to. I'm not going to be with a woman, man, and in the back of my mind thinking, like, you know what? Like, this chick done been in a scenario where she had a whole nother dick in the room. Like, how can I compete with that shit? So, if you encounter a woman, man, who's been with two dicks, vote her ass off the island. Cut your losses. Sell your stock. Be done with that, man. That's something I just do not play. And I remember that like it was yesterday, man. The young lady, man, I thought she was cool. She was cute. I was kind of feeling her vibe. But when she said that, I lost all interest. So, a note to you ladies. If you have been super promiscuous, super freaky back in the days. He done been with 2 men, 3 men, 5 men. Don't ever go to the grave with that. Don't ever tell a man that. Unless he's a swinger, don't never, ever tell a man that. He's out. So, your meat lover, vote her ass off the island. So, to wrap it up, let's just remember the words of the famous Carl Icahn. You have good stock. You have bad stock. But the key to success is knowing when to cut your losses. In MGTOW terminology, you have good women. You have bad women. But the key to success is knowing when to vote her ass off the island. Because you young men, y'all are going to experience several women coming up through the ranks and through the ages. And what you don't want to find yourself in, the situation you don't want to find yourself in, is being with a woman that you know ain't shit. And it might be a woman that fit one of these 4 categories that I talked about. But you'll find a woman that you deep down know ain't shit, but you'll keep trying to drag it on in hopes that stock will turn around and one day she might be the woman. I'm telling you right now, man, don't waste your time. Cut your losses. Before I go, man, I wanna give a shout out, man, to Camille Rout. Now, Camille Rout, and the reason I want to give her a shout out is because on my last video, she made a comment. And it was just a generic comment. I think it was like a haha, that was funny or something. But up until that point, I've never had a female, a woman, comment on one of my MGTOW videos. So it just made me think, you know what I mean? So I went in my analytics and I was like, how many women are watching my videos? And I was shocked to find out that 30% of all the people that watch my videos are women. But 0%, up until my last video, are the ones that comment. So I was thinking, well, if women are watching my content, like either they're agreeing or disagreeing. Like when I say that 95% of women ain't shit, you would think that one of these women will say, hey, let's talk about that. But they're not. So thanks to Camille, it's raised some questions, and I'm going to be interviewing a young lady. So the woman's name is Anaya Divine. She's been in many plays. She's done spoken word. She's done some modeling, a little bit of everything. But the thing the reason why I want to interview her is because she's very vocal. And I want to bring a woman and not necessarily put a woman on the hot seat, but I want to hear what a woman has to say about, women are hearing all this MGTOW stuff. They're hearing all this knowledge we're putting out. And no one's saying anything about it, at least not on this page. So we're going to chop it up, man. And we originally thought about doing a conference style, Skype style, hangout style interview, but we're going to line our schedules up, man, and have a sit down face to face. So guys, look out for that, man. I plan on it being a very good interview, have some good back and forth, and seeing how it plays out. But that's all I have, man. It's your boy Soul Immortal.